it was a benefit for them too, because she mentioned that her friends that kind of talked to her about meditation are, I think, her manager, and I forget what the other one does. Maybe like a producer or a or something like that. Something to do with her music. They work for her, and probably them seeing her stressed and her coming in there stressed and trying to write a song and stuff. She was probably getting on their nerves. She probably had an attitude. She probably, uh angry at one point, happy at another point, not sure what she wants, and it probably affected their work as well. Because if you in the workplace, this goes for anybody. If you in the workplace and you come to work with a great attitude, you ready to work, you had your coffee this morning, your favorite coffee, you played your favorite tunes in the car before you park, you did your prayer before you went in. This is gonna be a good day, like positive. You could go in and that one coworker could put a damper on the whole day, especially if you work really in like a team environment, right? So, and it affects everybody else, right? Even it's some of those coworkers where you try to speak positivity into them, you try to pour into them, you try to say, oh, what's going on. It's like they still can't get over that. And people have their days, you know what I'm saying? But it will put a damper on everyone else's attitude. And so that could have been what was happening with them. Like, okay, somebody need to talk to her, because we can't keep coming here every day trying to write music. And she got a tube. Or we trying to come in here and write music and get done and take our time. Because I would imagine the process of writing music and producing and all of this stuff, it takes time. It's something you can't really rush. So because she got so many other things to do, she rushing and saying, okay, just put it like this. Oh, yeah, that sounds good. When they probably really think, oh, that ain't it. But okay, because she got other things to do. You know what I mean? So it could have been that too. So one of them might have said, you know what, we need to talk to her. Somebody got to talk to her, because we can't go on like this. But everybody needs a friend like that. You need somebody. It could be a family member, it could be a friend, it could be your therapist. Because I'm telling you, when you find the right therapist for you, they are going to be candid with you. Right? Now, you have to be the client that's open and receptive to what they are saying, right? I will tell you, if you're not ready to change, don't go to therapy. Don't do it. For what? You're wasting your time. But if you are ready to change, if you are open and receptive to a different perspective based on what's going on with you, from a person that don't have anything to do with your life, they don't know you, they don't particularly know your situation, they only know what you're telling them, and they're giving you a perspective, right? You got to be open and receptive to, okay, that might be what it is. Like, it might not be everybody else, it might be me. So if you are open and receptive to those changes, then therapy would be great. But like I said, if you are not ready, if you feel like you're on the fence, you might not want to start yet. But you're going to find, and like I said, the first therapist may not work for you. But when you find that one, they are going to be candid. Now, a therapist is not your friend, but they're going to give you candid feedback like a great friend would. And that feedback might not be what you want to hear. It might be, okay, you've been going to work late every day. When you go late, you've had consequences. You're affecting your team. However, you want to become, for example, CEO of this company. Okay, how is that working out for you? How is it benefiting you to go late every day? Right? How is this working? It's not working, So those are the kind of questions that we're going to be asking you, right? Like Pastel, hey Pastel, how are you? And take accountability. Yes, you have to take accountability for your actions, right? Like I said, it might not be everybody else. It's probably is 9 times out of 10 is you. So it sounds like Sweetie got to a point where she was like, okay, I may not realize what I'm doing to myself or others, but my friends see it, other people are seeing it. So that could have been a trigger for her to calm down too. A trigger for her to kind of sit herself down and say, okay, this is what it is. Now, she also said that she has one close friend, and the reason they're friends is because I think she said middle school or something like that. I thought she was gonna say something drastic, like, she got beat up or it, I thought it was going to be something just so drastic, but she was like, "Oh yeah, I was in middle school and I got my first boyfriend, and the friend group I had, they called me and they were like upset because they liked the boy too, and they said they were going to jump me at school." And Kevin was looking at her like, "Okay." But that was traumatic for her, right? And she was like, because these were my friends. And I'm like, okay, y'all gonna jump me because I like this boy? Or that this little, I'm only in the middle school, but she rode the bus with these friends, and so this other person that wasn't necessarily her friend at the time, she said she called them. Well, she told her grandmother, because I think because her mom and dad were working so much, her grandmother kind of helped raise her and things like that. And she said she has a big family, so she had a lot of cousins and stuff. Everybody was at the grandma's house. And her grandma told her, okay, they said they're gonna jump you. Tell them to come to the house. And Kevin said, she said, what? She told them to come to the house. And she's like, yeah, they want to fight you. Come, tell them to come to the house. And, we'll make sure that nobody call the police or whatever. It's gonna be fair and square, right? And her friend, this other little girl, called them, and she said she don't know what she told them, but she called them and said something. And the next day at school, it was kind of like it water under the bridge. They didn't bother her. They didn't say two words to her. They wasn't pressing her about nothing. She said, I don't know what she told them. She said she been my friend to this day. So it sounds like she has, a close friend that she kind of, kind of keeps close and things like that. But it sounds like too, she's only 29. She's really evolving, and I can't even imagine where this woman will be when she's 39. Like, she just seems so clear. And this may be a controversial thing to say, but at 29 years old, her thinking this way, her discovering herself, her being more self aware, right? You see the changes in her romantic relationships. Because I ain't gonna lie, I was thinking, she went who? After I heard this interview, I said, no wonder her and Quavo broke up. He's not a match for her. Now, mind you, I don't know much about Quavo. Quavo could be the most mature, responsible guy on this earth, but it just don't seem like that is a match based on how this young lady was speaking.